this lovely, beautiful Zen room with the co-founders of the Source Spiritual Centre here in Venice, with Annalisa and Prasad. And we've also got Danielle, who's also a key member in helping with the community garden, which is downstairs. It's a little bit noisy to hear down there, so that's why we've come up into this lovely room. So I'm going to just ask you both, how did the community garden come about, and what is the purpose of the community garden downstairs? So I don't know who would like to start, maybe Annalisa?
Well, my intention is to have community gardens all over every city in the world. Wouldn't that be lovely? So when we became the guardians of this beautiful place and wanted to start a spiritual center, it's in alignment that we would have a garden and be growing food, because we're creating a more sustainable world for ourselves, a world that works for everyone, and that includes taking our power back and our organic food and being able to provide for ourselves and use the space to not just create lawns or wasted space, but to actually be growing food so we can feed people. And we have a kitchen here, so ultimately the goal is to create food so we can feed the community. And there was a little garden in the front, and we first started with a friend who had this amazing way of using tree mulch and different kind of mulch that would decompose and create an amazing base for growing food. And we planted a whole series of plants, and they didn't really thrive. And
That's because the mulch wasn't quite composted enough yet.
Right. But the season was...
And we planted on the solstice. And so for that first month, the plants were a little slow to grow, but it was almost a metaphor for us, because we've only been here since May. So we just opened the center, yeah. So the garden is a metaphor for what we're doing here. And it was a little slow to start. But then one day, right about the same time that Danielle showed up, as a member of our organization, we were reached out to by the local Cafe Gratitude, Ryland Engelhardt.
Which I have actually eaten at every day.
So, and he and Finian Makepeace of the Makepeace brothers, they had a victory garden across the street from the cafe, and that very day, the landlord had told them they were evicted. They couldn't, it was in an empty lot. So they had all these flower beds ready to go, and they brought 3 of them over. We'll show you downstairs.
So this is the Venice Victory Love Garden. We are growing kale, and it's coming up so beautifully. The truth of it is that I don't actually know what I'm doing, but last week
No one does, Danielle. No one does.
What I like to do with my salads, which I know everybody's different, but kale's better when it's chopped. It's just easier to eat. Yeah. Otherwise, we're like, and then I like marinate it with some olive oil or something.
Beautiful. It softens it.
Yeah, it makes it a little softer.
Okay.
Right, just right there at the bottom.
Okay.
Like that? Yeah. Sure. Let's see. Is it breaking? Brilliant!
My first harvest!
It wasn't until I put my feet in the dirt and realized, whoa, this really like calms me down and makes me feel connected to life, and actually makes me feel happier. Beautiful things happen in the garden. That's why it's the love garden, you know? Like, even have a drink in the garden, pick some herbs, you know? Like, hang out.
I love it. I love it.
Enjoy the sun, you know?
It's a healthy lifestyle. It's a very healthy lifestyle.
It's so wonderful to see so many people stop and gather in this garden. It's definitely a happy community garden, bringing people together.
From Australia. From Western Australia.
He's a filmmaker. We have some lovely community members.